I'm going to tell you the 5 best neighborhoods to invest in real estate when it comes to Chicago. Stay tuned. And the good news is these aren't the most expensive neighborhoods in Chicago either, so anyone can afford to buy here. I've ran the data on all the neighborhoods in Chicago. The average price increase on real estate in Chicago as a whole is around 12%, and that's pretty good. However, these neighborhoods have an increase of even more than that yearly. The first neighborhood you should think about investing in is the South Shore neighborhood. The South Shore neighborhood has seen a lot of action lately from investors coming in and looking to buy properties while they're still very affordable. 10 years ago in 2013, the average price for a property in South Shore was around $65,000. Today, it's closer to $320,000. That's an average yearly price increase of 18%. Way above 12% of Chicago as a whole. Properties in this neighborhood are still affordable because the average price for investment property in Chicago is $375,000. So now's a good time to get in while you still can and prices are still reasonable. If you have any questions about the neighborhoods in this video, or if you're looking to buy or sell real estate in Chicago, feel free to reach out to me. I'll leave a link in the description below. The second neighborhood you should think about investing in is the Austin neighborhood in Chicago. The Austin neighborhood is the biggest neighborhood in Chicago, located on the city's west side. People in Austin often love the location because if you want to get to downtown, it's just a quick 15-minute drive. And if you want to go to the suburbs, you're right on the edge of the city, so you're pretty much there already. Aside from the location, the property values in Austin have risen a lot over the years. 10 years ago, the average price for real estate in Austin was around $55,000, but now it's closer to $320,000. That's a 19% increase on your value, which once again is better than the Chicago average as a whole. And last but not least, did you know that Austin also has a golf course? That's right, Columbus Park. What more can you ask for? The third neighborhood you should look to invest in Chicago is the Humboldt Park neighborhood. Now this one actually surprised me a little at first, but when I look more into it, sort of makes sense. Humboldt Park is becoming a popular neighborhood in Chicago because people who are looking for homes in the more expensive neighborhoods are starting to head further west in the city. I even heard one realtor calling a part of the city that was clearly Humboldt Park the new Logan Square. If you want to know how hot Humboldt Park is getting, all you need to do is look at how the prices have increased over the years. The average price in Humboldt Park 10 years ago used to be around $55K, but now it's closer to $390K. That's over a 22% increase in price yearly. So with real estate prices in Chicago just going up as a whole, Humboldt Park is sure to see more buyer demand in the future. The fourth neighborhood you should look to invest in Chicago is the Woodlawn neighborhood. Now, if you're familiar with Chicago, you're probably not surprised that I'm bringing up the Woodlawn neighborhood. Woodlawn has been very popular lately because they're building the Obama Library nearby. If you look at pretty much any listing in the Woodlawn neighborhood, you're going to see the Obama Library mentioned. 10 years ago, the average price in Woodlawn was around $4,100, but now it's closer to $315,000, which is a 22% increase in price. If real estate prices are rising like this in Woodlawn before the library is completed, just imagine how much more they're going to rise once it is completed. Better get in now while you can. And last but not least, the fifth neighborhood that you should look to invest in Chicago is the East Garfield Park neighborhood. East Garfield Park is an up-and-coming neighborhood on the west side of Chicago, and it's also home to the Garfield Park Conservatory, which is the largest conservatory in Chicago. It's also minutes away from the United Center. The average price for a property in East Garfield Park 10 years ago was $39K, but now the average price is $312,000. That's a 23% increase in yearly appreciation. And with this location, it's pretty much guaranteed that more and more people are going to invest into East Garfield Park in the future. At the same time, it's one of the lower priced neighborhoods in Chicago right now, so it's best to get your foot in the door now while you can before the prices skyrocket. Now, if you want to buy property in Chicago and you want to find out how to get funding to fix and to repair the property with a low down payment, check out my video here.